Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's Aeghis, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the new Mage talent trees that just came out. So yeah, so far it's pretty interesting what I've seen. Interesting in the way where it was not at all what I was expecting. Just like a little TLDR if you don't want to watch the whole video. I'm a little disappointed with how the Mage talent trees have come out in the first iteration. It kind of seems like we're taking a lot of stuff that is like just basic abilities. So we didn't really get any new utility. We didn't get old utility added back. It's really just us choosing our legendaries and our conduits. And you're not going to obviously be able to choose them all. So you're really kind of picking a lot of stuff that you feel like is not really increasing your character power like at all, really. And a lot of the paths you have to take don't really make a lot of sense. So that was kind of like my first impression. If you just wanted to watch the video and just get my basic opinion, that's what it is. But now I'm gonna try to go a little bit more in depth. So first I'm gonna talk about just the basic mage tree. So obviously this is going to be based off of like whatever spec you're on. So like we're on fire for now, and that's fine, but really we're just talking about the basic mage tree. So we have ice block here. Ice block is the same as it's always been, 4-minute CD. We actually have cone of cold, shatter, and invis. So shatter is going to be available to all specs. If you didn't know what shatter is, it's basically multiplies the critical strike chance of your spells against frozen targets by 1.5%, or 1.5, and adds an additional 25% critical strike chance. So basically, if you have a target frozen and you use an ability on them, it's going to almost guarantee crit. So that's really cool. It's a very cool mechanic. I'm glad it's being added to every single mage spec. I think that's a really good idea. So we're going to spec into shatter. Invisibility, we probably want that as well. On the second row, we have rigid ice. Frost Nova can withstand 40% more damage before breaking. It looks like you can spec into it twice and then it goes to 80. I think this is going to be really good in combination with shatter, so we're going to take that. And then it looks like next we have winter's protection. The cooldown of ice block is reduced by 20. I'm not going to take this yet because I don't want to spend too much points, and this kind of looks more like a luxury talent. So we'll see if we could squeeze that in towards the end. Remove curse, we're obviously going to take that. Grounding surge and incantation of swiftness. Well, we need to go to the next one to get alter, so I think grounding surge is going to be a little bit better. So we're going to take that. Mirror images, I'm going to opt to not take it yet because like I said, I just want to see how the rest of the talents go. Slow for every mage spec, so we're just getting basically like a slow, like a how warlocks have curse of exhaustion. Now mages just have slow, which is kind of cool. I like that every spec is getting this. Spell steal, kind of weird, we have to talent into that, but I guess that's fine. Alter time we're going to take as well. Now we get to our first choice node, blast wave versus mass polymorph. So mass polymorph is obviously new, 4% of our mana, 1.7 cast, kind of long, 1-minute CD. Transforms all enemies within 10 yards into a sheep. Okay, so it's basically just, so it's 10 yards, which my first impression of 10 yards is that's a very small amount. So I'm gonna take it, just because it does have a good, it's decent in a way where like you could mass polymorph one target that's closer to you, and then you still have regular polymorph available, so you can have one target mass polymorphed and the other target polymorphed, and they won't take away from each other. Does that make any sense? So you can have two different targets sheeped at the same time, which I think is pretty cool. Anyways, we'll keep going here. Tempest, I'm not gonna change, or I'm not gonna take this because it seems kind of bad. I'm not really a fan of these talents where it's like 3%, 6%, 9%. You know, like you're using so many of your talent points on something that's such a small difference. So I'm really gonna try to, I don't think this is very good. Rune of Power or Incanter's Flow. This is gonna be based off of what spec you play. If you play Fire and Combust is gonna put down a Rune of Power, it's gonna be Rune of Power. If you're playing Frost or Arcane, I think it'll be Incanter's Flow. That's always how it's kind of been. So I guess we'll go Rune of Power for now. Let's see here. So we got some more opened up. Frost Nova duration is increased by 1 second, 2 seconds if you spec into it twice. Reduces magic damage taken by 3,000. I think this is supposed to be 3 and then 6. So yeah, increases haste by 2%. We're gonna take that. Master of Time. So this was an arcane only ability, but now it's available to all specs. What I really like about this ability is not only does it make alter a 50-second cooldown, but it also resets the cooldown of your blink. And we're actually gonna be rocking we're gonna be rocking Shimmer again, probably, because there's no Blazing Soul, which, if you guys didn't know, Blazing Soul is the talent that makes you generate a blazing barrier when you blink. So that's gone, and that's kind of the reason why everyone was taking regular blink. And it also looks like the Flow of Time conduit is only gonna really be 1.5 seconds if you spec into it 3 times, which is really lackluster. So I don't know if we'll actually take this talent. Yeah, like I said, I really don't know. What I predict is that we'll be Shimmer. But yeah, so let's see. I'm gonna go improve Frost Nova, not because I want the duration, but because I want to go down to this side here, and I'm thinking I want to skip, because I don't have that many talents left. So I'm gonna go accumulative shielding, because this is really good. Your barrier's cooldown recharges 20% faster while you have the shield up, so this is really good. So looks like we actually have accumulative shielding, and then we go into Frigid Winds. Yeah, so this isn't, I'm not too crazy about this. All your snare effects reduce even further, 3, 6, 9. Yeah, again, I hate these abilities where it's like 3, 6, 9. It's a talent point sink. It's not fun. But I do want Ring of Frost down here, so I think I'm gonna do something like this, go into Ring of Frost. And then it looks like we actually do have shifting power as well, and I know shifting power is a little bit weaker now, since we don't have the conduit to scale for it, but I think it's still going to be pretty important to have. I still think it's going to be a good ability for fire in particular. Ice Nova, Tome of Ronin increases critical strike. Interesting that every spec is going to get Ice Nova now. It's looking like you can't really grab it because it's over here in this weird clump of talents that you can't really afford to get. Because if I were to spec into like Mirror Images, and then I was to go Reabsorption, because that's probably the better one, and then Cryo Freeze obviously is probably 30, 60, 90. Another one of these talents where I think personally it just needs to be like a two talent tree here, and then probably go like, you could do 35 into 70 or something like that, or 40 into 80. But yeah, like I said, these 3 talents really kill it for me. So yeah, I think you aren't gonna go over here, because you do want this stuff over here, and we only have like 4 talents left. And again, you need those 4 talents, because there's another one. It's 10, 20, 30. It's another 3 it's a giant talent sink. So we're gonna put that into DB. And then it looks like you can actually take Meteor, and I do want to take Meteor because you can shatter a Meteor. So you could, this is something that I think Meteor will actually be pretty good, because you can guarantee get it to, by the way, I think this says multiplies the critical chance. I'm pretty sure shatter also means it's going to do more damage. If it doesn't, then I'm not sure if you would want it as fire. But maybe you do, because when you don't have bust up, you could still get guaranteed crits. I don't know. We'll have to see. And I'm out of talent points now. So, yeah, like I said, there's a lot of things in this build that are just taking your talents up, like all these 3s. Makes it really hard to try to get further down in the talents. Like I said, I don't know if this talent's gonna be any good, this Flow of Time, because I think it's just gonna be 0.5, then 1, then 1.5. Greater invisibility for all specs now. Take 60% reduced damage while invisible for 3 seconds. Time anomaly. At any moment you have a chance to combust for 6 seconds and get a fire blast charge, or combust for 5 seconds actually. Yeah, so basically this is kind of the first build that I'm running here. I would probably take away Mirror Images actually, and then go into maybe Slow. I think that would be a nice pickup as fire. so that you're not just having to flame strike for your slows. I think this could actually be a pretty decent build for fire, because you get DB, you're getting meteor, you're getting shifting for those fire blast stacks, and for your shimmer charges, and for DB, now that DB is a 45-second cooldown. Ring of Frost as well. And yeah, it looks like the snare for with this is going to actually be 60%, which is kind of cool. You have Shatter with a Nova that can withstand more damage. You have Alter mixed with Master of Time, and then that's going to reset the cooldown of your Shimmer when you go back, so that's very cool. And then it looks like we're actually just dodging a lot of these, like we're not going to have mirror images, but mirror images didn't really do a whole lot. These talents are trying to make mirror images better, but you can't really go them because they're in an awkward spot, and you would miss out on DB and Ring of Frost. This one, it's obviously just like, it's just crit chance, like it's not very good. It's not very exciting. The heal block, it obviously sucks that we can't get heal block, but it just is what it is. Ice Nova, could actually see this being an interesting, with Shatter being on the Mage tree. You could definitely maybe go into this if you didn't want to play with Ring of Frost or DB. Maybe, I don't know. Temporal Velocity increases your movement speed by 5% for 2 seconds after casting Blink, and 20% for 5 seconds after returning from Altar. This could be decent. The thing is as Shimmer, we're not getting rid of all stuns and bonds. If we were normal Blink, that would actually take away the slows and the bonds, so that could actually make this a little bit better if you weren't using a Shimmer. But since Shimmer doesn't really remove the slows or anything on you, maybe this isn't that great. But yeah, and then so I guess my first take is that, man, everything here just feels really boring, you know, like 4 seconds off my counterspell, I'm faster in an invis, I can get 369 more % on my blink, I can take 6% less magic damage, I move 5% faster, my blink is a 1.5 second shorter CD, I can have 4% crit, and then I have to take 3 of these to even get to the good stuff. When these, I mean, this one is decent, but I would rather it be like a 2 out of 2 points, and then be like 15 and 30 rather than like 10, 20, 30, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I personally, I think there are some issues with this. I don't think Dragon's Breath should be in the main tree. I think Dragon's Breath should be in the fire only tree, and then it should have an extension. Like, let's say this is Dragon's Breath, right? We have to spec into Dragon's Breath as fire, and then we have a choice node after fire, or after DB, that would be like reduces Dragon's Breath cooldown by 20%, or, you know, make it to where Dragon's Breath doesn't break on fire damage but has a 1 second shorter duration or something like that. Similar to how the Shamans, if I can pull up the Shaman tree real quick, Shamans have this really cool thing with their wall, right? So they spec into wall. Wall used to be 1.5 minutes, right? But now they increase the cooldown to 2 minutes, similar to how they did that to Dragon's Breath. They increased the cooldown. But now they get this really cool and interesting pick between their wall, right? Do I want to reduce my wall by, or do I want to reduce damage taken by an additional 20%? Or do I want to reduce the cooldown of it back to what it was and increase the duration? So Shaman has like a really cool pick on like all these talents. Gust of Wind or Spirit Walk, which was really cool utility and mobility that they had back in the day. And like they got all this cool utility that they had back in the day. And man, it kind of just feels like Mage really did not get anything cool at all added. It's all of the stuff that we had in Shadowlands, and it's all watered down version of itself, you know. Like, man, it just feels really bad to spec into pretty much every one of these, except for I think getting Master of Time is cool, but again, that's like even an old ability. I'm not even really that hyped up about Mass Polymorph. Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of how I'm feeling about the Mage regular trees. this would be the one that I would probably rock for fire. At least this is my first take on the builds. I am going to be covering the other builds in like a separate video, but this one's going on for like 15 minutes, so I'm probably just going to end this one. If you guys have any thoughts on the matter, definitely leave them down in the comments below. I'm going to be going over the Fire Mage tree, the Frost Mage tree, and the Arcane tree as well, so expect those in the next couple of videos. I hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.